Before we begin, answer one question in the comments. If your lover betrayed all of humanity, would you choose forgiveness or vengeance? Let's see what kind of species we really are. Now listen closely. This isn't just a story. It's a warning written in fire, blood, and love. In the year 2491, Earth was no longer the lonely blue planet it once was. We had colonized 2 moons, terraformed Mars, and unlocked stable, faster-than-light travel. No longer a curiosity, we were now considered a wild card by the galaxy. The Galactic Accord, a council of 84 spacefaring civilizations, extended Earth an invitation to the Halo Citadel diplomatic station orbiting Jupiter. A test, a challenge, a trap. Our representative was Commander Elias Vane, war hero, diplomat, haunted, chosen not for charm, but for his ability to see through illusion and strike deals that held. Elias didn't wear medals, here born in the flooded ruins of New Oslo after the Third Solar War. Elias had seen firsthand what extinction almost looked like. He'd watched orbital strikes flatten cities and famine take children. His career wasn't about glory, it was about ensuring no human child ever starved under alien skies again. The Zalith were present, elegant, cold, old. And in that delegation stood Velrin, a name that would be etched into both human memory and cosmic history. She didn't smile. She didn't threaten. She watched, as if she had seen too many beginnings to trust any of them. Velrin was not just a diplomat. She was the second daughter of House Vey, a noble Zalith lineage famed for espionage, empire-building, and orchestration of quiet wars. She had been raised on betrayal, tutored in seduction, trained in strategy. But Earth, Elias, they were never part of the plan. Their first words were recorded. "Earth seeks peace," Elias said. "Do you understand what peace costs, human?" She replied. A warning dismissed. Diplomacy is rarely about words. It's about time. Time spent in observation, in small gestures. In silences that stretched too long, Elias and Velrin met often, officially and unofficially. She asked him about Earth's oceans. He asked her about dying stars. He offered humor. She offered insight. Somewhere between trade discussions and dinner invitations under artificial starlight, they drifted toward each other. It began with questions. Why do you still mourn your wars? Because we earned peace with blood. We have to remember its price. Then stories. She told him of the Zalith homeworld, cities that float on clouds, of songs that are never written down. He told her about Earth before satellites, about fireflies and rain. She smiled once. It broke something in him. Their connection was not instantaneous, but it was undeniable. Each moment they spent together felt stolen out of sync with the galaxy's expectations. One night, she gifted him a Zalith pendant, a crystalline shard said to carry fragments of ancestral memory. He never wore it publicly, but he always kept it with him. And that's how it started, not in passion, but in soft, creeping gravity. Velrin had never hesitated before, not in matters of war, not in matters of loyalty. Her life had been carved in shadow, raised to manipulate, to command, to betray before being betrayed. But Elias was not part of the plan. She stood on the balcony of her chambers in the Citadel, days before the strike. Below her, humanities. Diplomats celebrated, their voices echoing like naive music in the cold void. She watched Elias from a distance, laughing with Earth's science envoy. So open, so human, so unaware. Her thoughts twisted. This was supposed to be clean, strategic. Earth's defense grid was to be disabled, its leadership caught unaware. The Zalith would strike, claim dominance, and move on. Velrin's job had been simple: charm the war. Hero, plant the back door, vanish before the blood spilled. But then came the stories. The pendant, the fireflies. The way he flinched when reminded of starving children. No Zalith flinched. No Zalith cared. But Elias did. And she had come to care too. She reported delays in the plan, sent encoded messages to slow down the Zalith fleet. She replaced critical lines of the virus to deactivate only 70% of Earth's defense net, enough to give them a fighting chance. Enough to maybe survive. Every action she took now was treason. Not against Elias, against her blood. She looked at her hands. The same hands that had orchestrated 3 planetary coups in the past decade, and wondered when they had become capable of trembling. "What are you doing?" she asked herself aloud, as if her voice could anchor her. The stars offered no answer. She knew the moment was near. 2 days, then the illusion would break, and Elias would see her for what she was. A liar, a traitor, or perhaps something worse, someone who meant it. When she said she loved him, her choice was made long before her fingers touched the console, but her heart. That remained undecided until the last breath she ever took, 2 days before Earth was to be formally accepted into the Accord. Elias and Velrin met one last time in the gardens of Lyrica. She wore no robes, no armor, only silver-gray cloth that shimmered like fog. Her eyes held storms. "This isn't allowed," Elias said. "Neither is feeling this much." They kissed, and it felt like treason. Like destiny, they lay beneath an artificial moon, tracing constellations programmed to mimic both their home skies. It felt like the future. Afterward, as Elias slept, Velrin stood at his console. Her fingers moved quickly. A sequence entered. A virus uploaded. A timer set. She paused. Her hand hovered over the final key. Her lips touched his temple. "Forgive me before you even know." She left without looking back. 600 hours. Earth's defense satellites blinked offline. The Zalith fleet emerged from hyperspace. 200 dreadnoughts. No warning. Mars fell first, then Luna Base, then Earth. Plasma rained. The sky cracked, cities burned, oceans boiled. Billions cried out. Unheard, and Elias Vane watched helplessly as every weapon system he once trusted went silent. He traced the breach. Found the code .vrn-147 Cahor signature. The pain didn't come all at once. It crept in like ice, then shattered like glass. She had used him, loved him, and murdered his world. The Accord did nothing. No reprimand, no aid. Only silence. A message? Earth was not worth the trouble. Humanity fractured. Some called for surrender. Others turned to fanaticism. But Elias. He chose clarity. He chose war. He found her on a crumbling deck of the Citadel. Wounded, bleeding. She didn't run. "Why?" he asked, blaster shaking. "I tried to stop them," she whispered. "I delayed the strike. Rerouted targeting. You should have. All died. I saved what I could. You saved nothing." "I saved you," she collapsed. Not from his shot, from internal bleeding. Radiation. Betrayal. He held her. For a moment, the war disappeared. "I loved you," she said, barely audible. "Then why break me? 'Cause I was never allowed to choose." And then she was gone. Elias disappeared for 7 months. Rumors spread that he'd gone mad. That he'd been assassinated. That he was building something dark in the shadows of Saturn's rings. When he returned, he wasn't Elias anymore. He was supreme. Commander of the newly formed Earth Defense Pact. Architect of Project WRAITH Cybernetic Warfare. Initiative using stolen Zalith tech and human rage. The WRAITH soldiers had no faces. only mirrored helmets reflecting the enemy's fear. He didn't give speeches. He gave orders. He didn't ask for permission. He gave humanity vengeance. 12 years of fire. The Zalith fell. Planet by planet, Elias developed Ghost, fleets automated. Hunter-killer drones piloted by synthetic human minds programmed with grief memories. They spoke only one word: justice. Entire Zalith colonies surrendered in panic. Some self-destructed rather than fall into human hands. But Earth didn't want surrender. The Zalith homeworld. Zeltar was blockaded and bombarded not with weapons, but with silence. Communications were jammed. No surrender accepted. Elias starved the world. He broadcast their silence across the Accord. Not to ask for help, but to remind the galaxy what betrayal costs. Their fleets begged for mercy. Earth gave them extinction. Every planet taken was left barren. Libraries erased. Cities leveled, only one thing was spared: Valrin's ancestral monument. He let it stand, as a reminder, not of her, but of who he used to be. Years later, long after the war, a child found an old man beneath a memorial tree. "Who is she?" the child asked, pointing to a statue. The man replied, "Someone I loved, someone I lost. Someone who taught me what it means to survive a betrayal." He activated a holodisk. Valrin's voice played. "If you're hearing this, it means I failed. But I loved you. That was never a lie." The man closed his eyes, and for once didn't feel anger, only the memory of starlight and a love that cost everything. Some loves build empires, some destroy galaxies. Theirs did both. Now it's your turn. Would you forgive the one who broke your world, or make the galaxy pay? Comment below. Forgiven if you'd choose love. Forgotten if you'd burn the stars. This is HFY Legends. Subscribe for more stories where humanity doesn't kneel. It rises.